Okay, look at this. A blank screen goes in. A working little game comes out. Then the model looks at the picture, spots what feels wrong, and changes the code. That is the promise behind Ox Alpha. It is a new artificial intelligence model on OpenRouter, and people are throwing serious jobs at it because, right now, it costs nothing to try. But is it actually useful? Or are we all staring at a very shiny demo? Here is the simple version. Ox Alpha appeared on August 20th, 2026. Its official model name is Stealth/Ox Alpha. OpenRouter lists it as free, with a 1M-Token context window. It can take in words, pictures, and video, then answer in text. It is aimed at coding, reasoning, and long jobs that use tools. That is a lot packed behind one tiny gray name. Stealth does not mean the model wears night vision goggles. It means the company behind it has not put its public name on the box. OpenRouter is the doorway, not the maker. OpenRouter says that plainly, so you can use the machine, compare it, and watch it work, while the badge on the front stays covered. Strange? Yes. But temporary anonymous model tests have become a real way to launch new artificial intelligence. The headline feature is the context window, just over 1 million tokens. Think of that as the model's workbench. A small workbench fits one page and a pencil. This one can hold a large codebase, long instructions, pictures, and a mountain of documents at the same time. That does not make it magically correct. It simply means Ox Alpha can keep more of a big job in view before pieces start falling off the table. Ox Alpha is not trapped inside a text box. You can give it an image. You can give it video. That matters because real work is messy. A broken website is something you see. A chart is something you inspect. A product video has movement, timing, and mistakes. The model can use those visual clues while it thinks. It still replies with text, but the thing it studies can be much richer than a typed question. Most people are not excited because Ox Alpha can write a polite email. They want to know whether it can build. Give it a clear job and it can plan files, write code, call tools, and keep working through several steps. That is the exciting part. But here is the human part everybody should remember. Generated code can look beautiful and still hide a silly mistake. Run it, click it, break it on purpose. Then decide whether it is good. You will hear people call this an AI agent. That sounds grander than it is. Picture a worker with a desk, a checklist, and permission to use a few tools. The model reads the next step, opens the right tool, checks what happened, then continues. Ox Alpha is designed for that kind of sustained work. The real question is not, can it produce one clever answer? It is, can it stay useful after step 37? OpenRouter's own hands-on video groups the model around three ordinary jobs: design, code, and writing. That is a useful way to judge it. Not with one giant magic score, but with work people actually do. Can it turn an idea into a clear interface? Can it build the thing? Can it explain what it made without sounding like a broken instruction manual? Those are much better questions than simply asking whether it is the smartest model alive. Imagine you ask for a dashboard that shows a small shop's sales. A weak model gives you 5 gray boxes and calls it finished. A useful model asks what matters, makes the numbers easy to scan, and fixes the layout when you point at a problem. Ox Alpha can use a picture as feedback, which makes that loop interesting. You show it what happened. It sees the mess. Then it gets another chance to clean the room. Now, the code. The useful trick is not dumping a wall of symbols onto the screen. It is staying with the job. Make the files, run the program, read the error, change the right part, try again. That little loop is where coding models become helpful instead of impressive looking. Ox Alpha was built for long software work, so this is the test that matters most. Does it recover when the first idea does not work? Writing is the sneaky test. Almost every modern model can make clean sentences. The question is whether those sentences feel alive. Does it notice the audience? Does it cut the boring bit? Does it explain a hard idea without hiding behind giant words? 1M-Token memory helps when the source material is huge. It does not create taste by itself. For important writing, the model can shape the clay. A human still has to decide whether the face looks real. So what is genuinely interesting here? The pieces fit together. Huge context, visual input, tool use, long coding work. One feature alone is not shocking anymore. Put them together, and you get a model that can carry a big project. Look at the result and keep moving. That is why developers are curious. Not because a secret name makes it magical, but because the model is trying to stay useful across the whole messy middle of the job. Now, speed. OpenRouter's numbers move as traffic changes, so treat them like a weather report, not a tattoo. The page currently shows a few seconds before the first answer and output in the tens of tokens per second. That feels usable for serious work, but it is not instant. Long reasoning can take longer. The honest question is whether the wait saves you more time than doing the job yourself. Sometimes yes. Sometimes absolutely not. No model gets a free halo. OpenRouter currently reports a tool call error rate above 0. That sounds obvious, but it matters. Tools can fail. Code can be wrong. A long context can contain too much noise. The model can confidently walk down the wrong hallway and keep walking. So never judge it from a thumbnail or one beautiful game. Give it an ugly, real task. Check the answer. Then give it the same task again and see whether the magic survives. This deserves its own warning. A giant context window means the model can receive a lot. It does not promise equal attention to every line. If you dump a garage full of papers onto the floor, even a clever helper may miss the receipt under the lawnmower. Organize the job. Name the important files. Ask it to show its evidence. Big memory is useful, but good instructions still matter. More stuff is not the same thing as more understanding. And yes, it is free right now. Enjoy that. Just do not build your whole business on the word free. OpenRouter's stealth terms say access can be limited and a model can disappear without notice. Today's free playground can become tomorrow's locked gate. Use Ox Alpha to learn, test, and prototype. Keep another route ready. If one anonymous model vanishing would stop your company, the problem is not the model. The problem is the trap door under your workflow. If you want to try it, start small. Open the Ox Alpha page on OpenRouter. Use a made-up project or public information. Ask for one clear result. Then test the result yourself. If you are using a coding tool such as OpenCode, make a throwaway folder first. Do not point a brand new mystery model at your crown jewels on day one. Let it prove it can wash one plate before you hand it the keys to the restaurant. Here is the rule I would give a child. Treat every prompt like a postcard. Someone else may see it. The Ox Alpha page says the provider retains prompts and completions. So keep out passwords, bank details, medical information, private client work, and secret code. Use fake names. Remove identifying details. The model may be excellent. That does not turn an anonymous preview into a locked diary. Useful tool. Open postcard. Hold both thoughts at once. There is one awkward detail. The Ox-Alpha page says retained prompts are not used for training. OpenRouter's General Stealth Agreement says user content may be collected for training and improvement. Those two official statements do not sit neatly together. I am not going to pretend I know which sentence wins. Until the wording is clearer, the sensible move is boring and easy. Do not paste sensitive information into Ox-Alpha. You lose nothing by being careful. All right, now we can enjoy the mystery. Who made Ox-Alpha? OpenRouter says the provider is an anonymous third party. The public endpoint is simply labeled Stealth. There is no confirmed company name on the official page we reviewed. That is the fact. The Internet, naturally, has filled the empty space with guesses. Some are thoughtful. Some are people pointing at a logo because the colors feel right. Let us separate those two things. The leading public theory points toward Z.ai and the GLM model family. Why? Researchers have compared habits, how the model handles video, how it breaks text into tokens, how it writes, and how it rejects audio. A prediction market also leans that way. Interesting clues? Yes? Proof? No. Two cooks can use the same knife. One model can be fine-tuned from another. Until a company makes a verifiable claim, GLM stays on the theory board. Let us wipe the fog off the glass. We know Ox-Alpha is a real model on OpenRouter. We know it is free at the moment. We know the official page gives it a 1 million token context and says it handles text, images, video, tools, and long coding work. We know the provider is anonymous. We do not know the verified company behind it. That last blank is interesting, but it should not swallow the useful part of the story. My honest answer? Yes, try it, if you have a real reason. Give it a small coding job, a public document, a design problem, or a harmless video to inspect. See whether it saves you time. Keep private data out. Check every important answer. And keep a backup model nearby. Ox-Alpha looks like a serious free preview, not a magic employee. Used carefully, that is still exciting. You do not need fairy dust for a tool to be worth opening. That is Ox-Alpha. Huge memory, visual input, long coding ambitions, free access for now, and one unanswered name on the box. New models are appearing so quickly that most people hear the hype before they learn what the thing actually does. We are going to keep fixing that. When a new model lands, we will open it, explain it in normal words, show the useful bit, find the catch, and stop exactly where the evidence stops. No worship, no panic, just a proper look.